How do you take two buildings that once were beacons of wealth, entertainment, and prosperity that fell into ruins, injecting over $70 million to bring it back to its original glory?
So today we are standing in front of what many people would consider one of the most important redevelopments in Sioux City's history, the Warrior Davidson buildings.
We're going to share with you the details, how this building was targeted, redeveloped, how it was financed, maybe some of the pitfalls they went through, and now how it's successful. If you love anything about Sioux City and want to know the history, this is the story you need to know.
For decades, these buildings symbolized decline. Now they symbolize opportunity.
To understand why this building was so important, we first have to understand what Sioux City was like in the 1900s. Business was booming, there was stockyard business, financial business. It was really the mecca of the Midwest. Also known as Little Chicago because we had the Missouri River that brought barge business up, and we also were in between Omaha and Chicago.
In 1930, the Warrior Hotel opened its doors. It was one of the most luxurious hotels in the entire Midwest. It featured hundreds of rooms, it had meeting rooms, ballrooms, you name it, this place had it. It wasn't just a place to stay, it was a place that Sioux City had confidence in that stated, "We are here." Imagine arriving here in 1930. You step out of a train, you come downtown, and this incredible Art Deco building dominates the skyline. This was the place to stay.
Although we don't believe this was a feature of the original Warrior building, this new addition, the Crown Rooftop Bar, is really one of the coolest places to enjoy libations with your friends. Sitting atop the skyline of Sioux City, literally connected to the Warrior story and building is the Davidson building. The Davidson building represented the financial strength of downtown Sioux City, and it was strategically connected to the Warrior Hotel so that people could stay and conduct all of their business. Anybody who was anybody wanted to have an office in the Davidson building. Law firms, financial institutions, all of the things needed to make us prosperous in the 1930s.
Unfortunately, the story wasn't always positive. Beginning in the 1960s, continuing through the 70s and 80s, many American downtowns experienced some really significant challenges. The shopping kind of corridors moved outskirts of town. Office users began relocating, retail followed rooftops, and unfortunately, Sioux City experienced the exact same. In 1972, eventually the Warrior had closed down.
What many people don't understand is the true cost of redeveloping a historic building. It's not just the fact that you have to remodel. You're basically building the building from the guts up. It needs new electrical, it needs new safety equipment. Obviously, ADA compliancy was not a thing when these original buildings were built. So that's why many of these historic buildings just simply get torn down. It's cheaper to build new. Thankfully, that did not happen with the Warrior, and a redevelopment company came in and saw the beauty that was hiding within this vacant building.
Restoration efforts were led by Restoration St. Louis, along with local partners and investors. The vision wasn't simply to renovate a hotel. The vision was actually to create a mixed-use destination, a place where people could stay, live, eat, work, and spend some time downtown. This really was a massive undertaking in Sioux City. The redevelopment ultimately involved approximately $73 million in investment. And that number alone tells you how challenging and ambitious this project actually was.
If you've ever wondered how projects like this happen, here's a simple answer. They usually require multiple layers of financing: private investments, historical and city tax credits, incentives, partnerships, really any creative financing tools that would work for the project. Without those resources, many historic buildings would never be saved. And that's one reason projects like this are so important. They demonstrate to outside investors and developers that historical preservation and economic development with the city can work together.
Today, the Warrior Hotel operates as a Marriott Autograph Collection property. The Davidson building has both residential and commercial space. It's got apartments above, along with the space that you see here. Events bring people downtown. There are places to stay here downtown. There are things to do here downtown. And that confidence matters in our city. It really does. We, of course, have this space listed. So if there's anything that you guys want to see, if there's more, if we haven't got enough footage, drop a comment below. We're happy to show you that too. One successful project often creates a lot of momentum. That's exactly what happened to this property.
It creates confidence for financiers to invest in additional projects in downtown Sioux City. It creates confidence for developers to continue to redevelop our beautiful buildings in downtown Sioux City. And that's exactly what happened here. And that's why the Warrior and the Davidson projects are such a big, important piece of downtown Sioux City history.
If you're thinking about buying commercial, selling commercial, leasing out a space you own, anything like that, Jennifer and I would love to be your next call. So if there's something you guys want to see downtown Sioux City, drop it in a comment. We would be happy to help. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.